Hi everyone, this is practice summative of chapter 4, paper 1, question number 5. Now the diagram 1 shows 8 cards that are labeled with letters positive, and we have to find the number of arrangements if all letters are used without repetition, right? We have P, S, T, V. The vowels, we have O and E, and 2 identical vowels, that is I. So all in all, we have 8 letters here. So to arrange all 8 without repetition, we just take 8 factorial and divide by, due to the identical I, we have to divide by 2 factorial. So with the calculator, we shall take 8 factorial divided by 2 factorial. $20,160 ways. 20,160 ways of arrangements. Next, part 2. Okay, all letters are used and the vowels must be side by side. So we have 4 vowels, and let's put that 4 vowels in one group. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This 4 vowel will be first grouped in a group, and then we permute with the remaining 4 consonant. Therefore, externally, we have 5 items to be arranged. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then in the group itself, internally, we have 4 factorial ways of arrangement. And not forgetting, we have identical items, so divide by 2 factorial. So this will be the working. Okay, with the help of calculator, let's key in 5 factorial times with 4 factorial and divide by 2 factorial. So the answer will be 1,440 ways. So 1,440 ways to arrange the 8 cards. Okay, so done with part A. Now part B, we have to find the number of different ways to select if 5 cards are to be chosen in which S and T need to be included. So this question, we know that we have 4 consonants, which is P, S, T, V, and 2 vowels, O and E, and 2 identical vowels of I. So in this case, we have to select 5 out of 8 cards here, whereby S and T must be included, which means the number of ways to select will be either ST with no I chosen. Okay, when no I is chosen, we have to choose the rest of the 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of the 4, we have to choose 3 others. Okay, in this case, the others will refer to P, V, O, and E. That means we have to choose from the remaining 4. Okay, so either ST must be in, and without I, we have to select another 3 from the others. Or ST must be in, 1 I must be in, and therefore we have to choose another 2 other consonants. Or ST must be in, 2 I must be selected, and left with 1 from the rest. So these are the different scenarios that we have. And therefore, for each scenario, since ST is already in, there is no I, we have to select 3 out of the remaining 4 others. So we have 4, C, 3. Or means plus, ST must be in, I must be in. So the things that must be in is one. Okay, the way of select is only one way. That is to choose that letters. And we left with two others. So these two others must be chosen from the remaining P, V, O, E. Just choose any of the two. So that will be 4C2, followed by ST and 2I must be in. So there's only one way to make the choice. That is the only way. And next, we're left with one letter. So we just choose one out of the 4. So all in all, we can use the calculator to find the value. 4C3. Okay, 4C3 plus with 4C2, and then plus with 4C1. Okay, there are 14 ways to make the choice. All right, so there is correction in the answer scheme given. So please take note of this question, because the answer given in the answer scheme actually is to answer the other question. That is to find the number of arrangement of 5 cards whereby S and T must be chosen. That is for the arrangement. But this one, we are asking about the selection. All right. Now, if you want to know how to get to the answer for the arrangement, you may click the link at the description box. We will discuss that. So that one is extra. Okay. Part C. Find the number of 5 letter codes which are different that begin with a vowel and end with a consonant. Now, because this is a code, therefore this question involves permutation. Okay. Unlike the question part B, that is a selection. So selection, we use combination. This one, coding, password, permutation. And therefore, let's see what do we have in hand. We have 4 consonants, which is P, S, T, and V. And we have 2 unique vowels, which are O and E, and 2 identical vowels, I and I. So with this, due to identical objects, so when we choose our 5 letter codes, it's not that direct. We have to list out the scenario whereby it's either the choice that we make doesn't contain I, so we have 0 I, or it contains 1 I, or it contains both I's. So when we have both I's in, we have to divide the arrangement by 2 factorial because of identical object is same. So over here, let's look at the scenario where no I is involved. So when there is no I is involved, we just look at the 4 consonant and the 2 vowel. Okay, so use the fill in the blank method. So the first empty slot, I have 2 choices. Okay, 2 choices because I have to fill in with the vowel. So it's either O or E. I can put in the first empty slot. So 2 choices here. And the last empty slot must be the consonant. So I have 4 choices of consonant at the back. So if one of the consonant is used, we're left with 3 consonant. If one of the vowel is used, we're left with 1 vowel. So the remaining letters that we can use to fill in the rest of the empty slots will be 4 objects here. Therefore, 4 choices followed by 3 choices followed by 2 choices. And with the help of calculator, we shall key in 2 times 4 times 3 times 2 and then times 4 again. 192 ways to arrange the 5 letter codes without the I. Now let's look at a scenario whereby we have only 1 I, or therefore we plus. Okay, let's use different color of ink. So for the fill in the blank method, okay, we might have the 5 letter code start with I, or okay, we will we may also have the 5-letter codes that start with the O and E, and I will be filled in. I will be filled in here, any of the 3 empty slots here. Okay, so let's look at the first scenario of 1I. So there is only one way to choose the I. Now you may argue, hey, I have 2 I's here. Okay, fine. We just fill it 2. And then you must remember to divide by 2 factorial because of the identical I. So the last empty slot, there are 4 consonants to choose from. Okay, so after 4 consonants, out of the 4 consonants, we have chosen 1. We're left with 3 consonants. And the O and the E, we have not made any choices out of these 2. So we still have 2 vowels. Because there's only 1 I, so we just need to look at 1 I. So there is no more I there for us to choose. Okay, we don't involve it anyway to fill in the remaining 3 empty slots. So the remaining 3 empty slots will be out from the 5 items. Therefore, 5 choices, followed by 4 choices, followed by 3 choices. Okay, and the second scenario that have only 1 I is when the last empty slot is we still have 4 choices to choose our consonant, so we left with 3 choices of consonant, and then the O and E, out of it, we choose either one. So we have 2 choices here. So after we make the choice, we left with 1 vowel. And then out of these 3 empty slots, we just need 1 to fill in our I. So we shall take 3P1. Okay. Either one out of this 3P1. And then we left with 2 empty slots. So that 2 empty slots shall be chosen from the rest of the letters. 3 consonant plus 1 vowel. Okay, we don't look at the second I because we only want 1 I. So 4 choices here, 2 choices, 4 choices, 3 choices, or we can take 4P2. Never mind, just put 4 and 3. Therefore, let's count this part. We will have 2 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 4, and then divide by 2 factorial. 240 ways. So we have 240 ways plus 2 times 3P1. And then times 4 times 3 times 4. 288 ways. 288 ways. So let's just put this 192 plus this. Okay, and then for the third scenario, which is contain 2 I, we can choose either start with I or start with non-I vowels. That means O or the E. Now, the consonant at the back still remain. We have 4 choices to put the consonant at the back of our empty slot. So for the I, right, we have 2 choices here, and not forgetting, because of its identical characteristic, we have to divide by 2 factorial. Okay, let's divide by 2 factorial. Okay. Now, since one of the I has already put into the first empty slot, we're left with the remaining 3 empty space for us to choose to put our next I. So that would be 3P1. Okay, so 4 consonant, 1 already chosen, left with 3 consonant. And the O and E, we have not made any choices, so 2V here. So all in all, we have 5 objects for us to choose to fill in the 2 empty slots here. So therefore, this one will be 5 choices, 4 choices. That is when I is in front. And what if we don't begin with I, we begin with O and E? So we have two choices here. We have two choices there. So after that, we left with 3 consonants and we left with 1 vowel here. We left with 3 empty slots. Out of these 3 empty slots, we need to cater 2 for the I. So it's 3P2. And remember to divide by 2 factorial because of the identical I. And after that, we're left with just 1 empty slot. So how many objects can we choose to fill in this one last empty slot? We have 3 consonants and 1 vowel left. Therefore, we have 4 choices here. So let's put 4 and add these 2 scenarios together. So we have 2 times 3P1 and then times with 5 times 4. And then times 4 again. Finally, divide by 2 factorial. $240 ways plus with 2 times 3P2 times 4 times 4 and then divide by 2 factorial. We got 96. There are 96 ways to make such 5-letter codes. So all in all, let's add everything together. So we shall take 96 plus 240 and then plus 288 plus 240. Finally, 192. 1056 ways to form the 5-letter codes. Okay, that's it for question number 5.